The enigmatic Dendera light. Did the ancient Egyptians have some sort of electric light or electricity that they were using? The discovery started a theory defending that in ancient Egypt some type of electricity was already used. The Hathor temple walls in Dendera, Egypt, have sparked various theories and speculations since their discovery. These walls possess peculiar characteristics that have led to the formulation of diverse hypotheses. What could be the source of such controversy? Enter the infamous Dendera light, a series of stone reliefs adorning the temple walls, often interpreted as concrete evidence of the use of rudimentary electrical technology in ancient Egypt. The temple, initiated by Nectanebo I in the 4th century BC and completed during Roman times, boasted a collection of bas reliefs scattered across its complex. Notice Nectanebo I, 4th century BC. And he was supposedly in a coup in Egypt, and he fled to northern Greece. He was knowledgeable in magic arts, and he supposedly seduced Alexander the Great's mother while King Philip was away on some kind of a military campaign. She remained pregnant. She became pregnant. That's why when King Philip came back, he divorced his wife, the mother of Alexander the Great. He took a younger wife, claimed that Alexander was never his son because he was away when Alexander was conceived. When he went to Egypt and asked the Egyptian high priest there if he was the son of God, they said, yes, you are, because they knew that Nectanebo, the pharaoh of Egypt, escaped with his life going to ancient Greece, going to northern Greece. Nectanebo was, of course, the last pharaoh. After that, it was Alexander the Great who became pharaoh of Egypt. Alexander the Great, about 330 BC. So we're talking about this Nectanebo, the temple initiated by Nectanebo I, 4th century BC, and completed during Roman times, boasted a collection of bas reliefs scattered across its complex. These bas reliefs notably feature what Egyptologists identify as a snake emerging from a lotus flower, symbolizing a mythological narrative that illustrates the birth of an ancient Egyptian deity associated with the cobra. However, certain figures like the ufologist Eric von Daniken in his book The Eyes of the Sphinx contend that this image does not solely represent a mythological tale. Instead, it bears a resemblance to modern objects such as Crookes tubes, electric arc lamps, and Gessler tubes. Von Daniken asserts that this interpretation is particularly apparent given that one of these bas reliefs is situated in a concealed crypt. One key pillar of this theory suggests that the light emitted would be explaining the absence of black carbon deposits in many of the discovered tombs. Now, as a result, the Dendera light is often likened to the mythical Baghdad battery, comprising 3 found artifacts: a certain ceramic pot, a copper tube, and an iron rod, believed by many to function as an electric battery. However, this theory has faced numerous critics who assert that if such a groundbreaking invention had existed in those times, there would undoubtedly be a clear reference to it within the already extant Library of Alexandria, a repository with numerous copies that attracted the foremost thinkers from across the ancient Greek world, the Hellenic world. In the 1980s, 2 researchers, Peter Krasa and Reinhard Habeck, raised objections to a series of hypotheses. Consequently, fresh speculations emerged, positing, among other things, that the ancient Egyptians may have stumbled upon the knowledge that the decomposition of certain organic materials yielded something akin to methane gas. This line of thinking suggests that they harnessed these discoveries to create a device capable of naturally illuminating corridors without causing harm to their interior decor. Many passageways in these grand and splendid structures were shrouded in complete darkness. Nevertheless, as time has passed, no remnants or traces of torches or lamps have been unearthed on the ceiling wall or walls. It's important to note that these are conjectures, as the truth remains that no such apparatus has been unearthed, leaving us to rely solely on the intuitions of these researchers. It appears that, much like many instances in history, the ancient Egyptians continue to be an enigma for contemporary civilizations. In the absence of more compelling evidence, there will always be those who contend that this civilization possessed a depth and complexity beyond our current understanding of it. This is on Collective Spark. The comments I put in concerning Alexander the Great are from research I did concerning Alexander the Great and Nectanebo. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.